Hey guys, it's Tom Boggs here. Today I'm going to share with you guys something a little bit different. I'm not talking very loudly because my throat still hurts like crazy. But anyways, for those of you guys who are new to MST.TV, welcome to the channel. MST.TV is a variety channel. I do a bit of everything. I do discussions, I do card discussions, live game commentaries, animations, skits, drugs, and streams. Ignore the drugs, it's just cardboard crack. Funny. Anyways, this video is a little bit different as I continue to draw Ash Blossom Joyous Spring in the background. I'll be sharing with you guys something about the artist industry and the industries that you can get into as an artist. So real life skills going in so you can apply your nerdy hobbies into, well, the real world and make some money, okay guys? And this is actually stuff that I normally would talk more on TomBox.TV, although I haven't really pushed the video there, but these are the videos that I think I'm going to be pursuing, which is how to apply your nerdy hobbies into real life, real world skills so you can apply it to society. Anyways, okay, so before I get into the main topic, let's talk about the Ash Blossom that I'm drawing right here. Well, I'm using a method which involves shading the character first before actually coloring. This method is actually easier for those who are not really comfortable with coloring. Yeah. And then you can actually adjust the colors using hues and levels, and you guys can figure it out from yourself. But anyways, today's topic is, what do you need to know about becoming a professional artist? And in this topic today, I will share with you guys some of my past personal experiences, and the three main topics would be freelancing, portfolio, and job interview. What is it like to get an artist job interview? And there's a little bit of bonus material at the end, so you'll stick around. Now, for my past experience, I'm gonna be honest with you. My education, I have a bachelor's degree in design and media arts. Regardless of what my education, like, I was never professionally trained as an artist. I didn't go to an art school. I didn't learn all this stuff, but a lot of it I learned on my own time. I need it for projects. I need it for this and that. And then a lot of it happened through self-learning. And a lot of you guys, I believe, because with the access of the internet, you guys can learn whatever you want, whenever you want, but you would never really be professionally trained. But how do you represent yourself as a professionally trained person? That's where the portfolio comes in, okay? Because at which point are you an actual professional? See, that's the thing I'm going to get into. But first off, freelancing. Freelancing usually is someone's first step to kind of get a lot of paid projects in. And do you actually know your worth? I mean, as a student, you might do a couple of projects pro bono, and you do it for free, and sometimes you charge under the actual cost of what it is, but you do it because you need pieces in your portfolio, and you always do projects like, oh, as long as I can shorten my portfolio. Don't do like illegal school projects for people, because you can't really showcase it. You showcase it, bam, you're out of school. By out of school, I mean you're kicked out. So, never insult yourself or the industry, because if you actually undercharge yourself constantly, think about how much your time is worth. You'll realize that your time becomes a bit worthless. It's not even worth it. It's like less than minimum wage sometimes, and that is gross. You shouldn't do that to yourself, and people shouldn't treat you like that either. It's like, that's how you get those really poor artists. But some of these are very, very talented. However, there is also the reputation that you kind of build for yourself. Like, when I want to hire someone, like an employee wants to hire someone to do some freelance work, and like, do I want to hire someone that's cheap? It sounds pretty good. Or do I hire someone that is right? I want the right person for the job or the cheap person for the job? Well, I think the answer is pretty obvious there. So if you do your freelancing, make sure that you can estimate the time correctly, and try to get a down payment on this stuff, because a lot of people will try to dodge you on the payment. Yay, so this is the touch-up phase where I add shadows and all that stuff. And the second thing is your portfolio. Now, whether or not you're a kid going to high school right now, or you're in your post-secondary education, it is very important that you develop a very, very good portfolio. If you're applying for an artist job, whether you're running a studio for yourself or try to hire people, you are trying to look for people with solid portfolio. And as you see here, look, she's fully colored. And here's the funny thing, if a person's been working forever, it's less likely that they'll have a really good portfolio, just because while you're working full-time, you don't have time to actually update your portfolio very much. And when you're out of a job, you're in a rush, so you're just like throwing stuff in there. But then if your 1 or 2 good portfolio pieces are in there, it does reflect your skill, and your portfolio is is basically much more important than your resume, because you can write whatever you want in your resume. You can make yourself sound as good as possible with words, but when it comes to your portfolio mainly made up of different artifacts, different pieces that you worked out throughout the years, and showcasing what you're capable of. That is like completely transparent. People can break it down, and 90% of the time, whether or not someone gets a job interview is whether or not their portfolio looks good. Trust me on this one. I know, because when I first graduated, it was very hard for me to actually get into any sort of gig because my portfolio sucked. And no one really wanted me to do anything because they're like, oh, but your proven skill right here isn't very good, even though I didn't show everything. Yeah, that kind of blows, and then it doesn't let them know who you are entirely. And it's actually very difficult too, because how long do people actually look at your portfolio for? Well, they can look at your portfolio as long as you want. Your resume, they're like 2 minutes, and then that's the end of that. And inside your portfolio, what do you need? Are you like a person that only does anime? Because to be honest, most places are not looking for an anime artist. Let's get that out of the way. If you're just doing anime all the time, yeah, your chances of getting hired is very, very slim, because people need to be diverse. Whether you're going to a game company, whether you're going to a marketing firm, they need to know that you are diverse and you are consistent. You can be super adaptive. Are you only able to draw human anatomy? Are you able to draw animal anatomy? Are you able to do environments? Are you able to color? Are you able to stylize? Are you able to do comic book style art? Are you able to shade, tone, all that stuff? You need to know. And if you do faces, are you able to, draw expressions properly? These are all things that need to be showcased in your portfolio, because these are very important. Whether it be 2D or 3D, it's up to you. Your portfolio represents you. It is your business card. Okay? And for those of you guys that are thinking like, oh, maybe I should be a concept artist because I don't have to like complete anything. Not true. In fact, it's quite the opposite. A concept artist answers so many questions before they even actually put something down on paper, because a concept artist is able to, I guess, grasp the entire situation, or the entire scenario, the entire concept, and then they pull pieces out of that scenario. They've answered all the questions, whether it be like in a very sci-fi world, what would their armor look like? What would their clothing look like? What is the apparel? Why is their apparel like that? Is it because there is less gravity in this kind of thing? Or like maybe they need some sort of tech to actually keep them on the ground? There's a lot of answers, and then what are the weapons like their weapons, how advanced are they? They have to kind of judge a time frame of, how advanced their weaponry is. Everything kind of boils down to it, and are they in between the modern age to the future age? So many things to break down, and then for them to put it on paper and represent all of that. That is why a concept artist is not that easy. But anyways, that would be the portfolio. And as an addition to the portfolio, make sure that you have a really solid demo reel. Sometimes people don't want to look through maybe hundreds of artifacts in your portfolio. Just give them a 1-minute demo reel that showcases your best work. Now, say that you passed the shortlisting phase and now you're getting yourself a job interview. The job interview can come in many forms. One form is that there is a art test. Usually when they issue an art test, there are many different reasons. Some of the reasons I've heard personally is that they actually don't believe that you did your work, but the work is so outstanding they're going to give you an art test to see what you're capable of. Or sometimes they do an art test for a completely different reason. It is to see which is the better candidate, and also how you work. They're trying to judge how you work, whether it be in Photoshop or Illustrator. They want to see what is your capacity to work with others, and how organized are you, because organization is very important, because if you leave the company, someone else must be able to pick up your stuff and keep going. So job interview wise, there's the artist test. They also see how well you can communicate with other departments, because if you're in the games industry, you need to be able to communicate with the programmers and the designers and the producers. and whoever that might also be involved with your work. If you showcase that you are unable to communicate with others, or you're like a very monotone, very monosyllabic, it's like it's not a merit to you. It actually goes against you a little. And what else is there? Let's see. Now, sometimes during the interview, they'll be asking you a lot of questions, and after the questioning, they hire you on the spot. That's very good, because during that process, they have already basically felt out what you're capable of, how you work with others, or they just like you and they'll hire you. Sometimes it's actually as simple as that. But one of the very common questions most places will always ask you is, what is your weakness? Now, if I was the guy asking you this question, hey, what is your weakness? And then you give me some cliche answer like, oh, I'm a perfectionist. See, this is where a lot of places now will start grilling you for it. So they're actually gonna put you on the spot, and it's gonna be pretty funny. They're gonna say something like, so you're bad at what you're saying as a perfectionist, you're bad at time management, and you ignore deadlines, and you're unsatisfied with everything. And now you gotta dig yourself out of that hole. That hole really sucks to get out of. Why don't you just actually be honest about several things that you are still working on and working towards improving? That's like the key to answering that question for most cases. Unless you really want to give them that stereotypical answer and you really like, a challenge of digging yourself out of that hole. But yeah, that would kind of summarize how to actually get into the industry. If your portfolio is very successful looking, then just from that itself, whether or not you're professionally trained or not, in the eyes of your employer, you are a professional. And the moment you get hired by somebody, you become the professional anyways, because you take that title. And always be diverse, always be willing to learn more and more stuff. Self-teaching and self-learning is pretty much the endless journey of education, because the moment you give up, you will fall behind in the new generation. They're the younger group, so they are much quicker at adapting, and they're born into this industry. Well, you guys got to compete, and your competitors are only going to get more and more. Of course, there are people leaving, but they're the older people, and only a younger crowd's going to come in. So it gets a bit awkward for you in the competition. But don't never give up. Always set up a portfolio. If you guys are looking for a place to set up your portfolio, well, you can try Pinterest and you can try DeviantArt, stuff like that. Now, as we reach the end of this video, near the end, I believe I changed the look of her mouth. I gave her the tongue sticking out just to match the card art, but I'm not sure if that was the right direction. You guys let me know if you actually prefer it or not. But if you guys enjoyed the video and you would like to learn more about how to apply your everyday nerdy hobbies into something you can use in real life, subscribe to MST.TV. You guys can find the channel right there. And as for this channel, we are reaching near 20k subscribers. There's nearly 20k of you guys that enjoy listening to this channel, watching this channel. And you know what? I thank you all. And because of you guys, I will be releasing my Ghost Ogre Ghost Reaper mat, 2-player full color cloth mat. And been working very hard to get a low price on this one. I've been talking with the supplier and everything, and it's like, hey, you know what? This is gonna be a celebratory mat. We're just gonna let the people out there get it. And yeah, so I fought for a lower price than what Imperium normally would push out. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. I will give you guys a release date soon. And yeah, I personally really love the mat. But okay, anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please hit this video with a thumbs up, and I'm going to proceed to the end phase. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please drop us a like so we know we are doing a good job, and you can also subscribe to MST.TV for more fantastic videos by clicking on the button on the left. Don't forget to check out our partners at Imperium Duelist. They make really high quality mats, including some of my own limited edition release stuff. And if you want to check out one of our past videos, click here on the right. As always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV, and I'll see you next time.